Hey, folks, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. Thank you for joining us this morning. There is the phone number on the screen. There is the email address on the screen right there. You can get in touch with me 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Text me, email. You are the research team out there. I'm your host, BKP. We have a lot. You know what I can't stand is I'm looking for something else to say. So if you just text me and tell me, give me a suggestion, because I can't stand when those hosts come on and say, we've got a lot to unpack today in this show. Unpack? What the hell? I mean, I understand it, but I catch myself saying we got a lot to unpack. My guest will be at 8:30 this morning, Congressman Doug Collins. And I don't disrespect any elected officials or elected office holders, whatever they are, when they come on the show. I don't. But it's time to push, and we have Congress. It's time to push a little bit on, hey, you've spent enough. Hey, our credit card is smoking. You know, it's time to go to work. It's time to back off the spending. And let's find out who's going to separate themselves from Donald Trump, the Republicans. Oh, it is on like Donkey Kong. I like saying that. I'm gonna say it. So anyhow, remember when Trump, now you know what I like to do, when the president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, says anything during any kind of press conference, meeting, or anything, I'd like to pick up the little things. You know, the other day, was it just the other day when he said Tony? He called Anthony Fauci Tony. Hey, Tony. That was something. Now, this new drug, or not a new drug, that is showing results. Pay attention to how the media made sure that they attacked the president of the United States on a daily basis concerning hydroxychloroquine or whatever it is. They attacked him. So now remember, and we'll get into it, the drug that Trump was talking about, bad. Now this is Fauci's idea. Watch the media. This drug, and we will get into it, Fauci is approving it. Fauci is the one the media, the corrupt media, went to get his opinion, and it has a 31% success rate. Did they go to Bricks or Burks or whatever her name is? No. You may found it. No, not yet. Have they gone to the president, Trump, vice president? No. The attorney general? Okay. Mike Tyson's little brother? No. They went to Fauci. Fauci good, Trump bad. Watch, there's a reason why this drug that is showing a 31% success rate is being brought out by Fauci. Watch, the Fauci Bill Gates, the Fauci that will work well with Biden, the Fauci. Now watch what they do, because Fauci good in the corrupt media. Dr. Fauci good, Trump bad. So what they will do between now and November, the questioning will start. Dr. Anthony Fauci, Tony, nobody said, hey, Tony. Polls show that Trump is going to get his ass kicked in November. Could you work with Biden? Sure. I've worked with several presidents. I've worked with several vice presidents. I'm here to do a job. It's not political to me. Interesting. Fauci good. Work with Biden. All the above. Now, I want to go to something this morning that nobody talked. Yes, we are going to talk about General Flynn and the corrupt James Comey and the FBI. We are going to, okay? We have to. I want to, open the show. I'm already 8:04 into it. I want to tell you, I support the president of the United States. Now, some out there are starting to, and these are Trump supporters, starting to say, looks like he's moving in some socialism. Here's the bottom line. Here's what I have said all along, especially for the last year. He has to get reelected. every one of you that are saying, well, we're waiting for Durham's report. And when is anything going to ever happen to Comey? And when is anything going to happen to the people that brought up this phony dossier that ruined Papadopoulos's life? And when is anything going to happen? You got to get him elected. It don't matter. It don't matter. Oh, are you okay with the spending? No. No, I'm not okay with the spending. We'll talk about it. But we got to get him elected. Here's something. Let's go to Wisconsin, one of the battleground states. All right. And I want to say this because I understand growing up in a neighborhood and I understand going out to play. Okay. Can you run the video? This happened in Wisconsin. Watch and listen to what's going out on America there. Let's go to that video. Can you pull that, Destiny, and run it?
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
I'm Deputy Everhart with the Sheriff's Department. So, are you aware that we're in a stay-at-home order right now?
Yeah, obviously.
By the government?
Yes, I am aware.
Okay, you're aware of that?
I am aware.
So I don't need to explain that to you?
No, you don't need to explain that to me.
I can if you need me to.
Go. You can because your officer was just here 2 weeks ago.
Okay, do you need me
and
to explain
he
it to you or
explained
no?
it to me that you guys weren't enforcing that order.
Oh, we're about to.
Okay.
So you understand it though?
Okay, so why are you here?
Because your daughter is going to play at other people's home and you're allowing it to happen.
They were over here as well. So
Okay.
are you here?
They've been talked to
Okay.
about it. So
No, I
I'm talking to
understand.
you,
Okay.
and so either you can acknowledge it or you can argue.
I'm acknowledging it.
Okay, stop having your kid go by other people's home.
Okay, I acknowledged it. Anything
Good.
else?
Nope, that was it. Apparently, there was some other
I
issue
acknowledged it.
before
I acknowledged
Okay,
it.
good.
Anything
Thank you.
else?
Yeah, I need your last name. Amy, what's your last name?
I'm not. Is there a reason you're asking for
I'm
it?
adding you to the screen so we can document that we had contact with you.
Is there a reason for it?
Yep, because you're
That's what
violating
that's
the
what I'm
state order,
talking
which
about.
is a...
If you let me finish, that's what I'm explaining to you. Because you're violating an order.
I haven't violated an order.
We're going to have documentation in our screen with your name because we're here talking to you about that you said you just acknowledged.
Okay.
So then there's documentation.
I would like to see
of
the
who we
law
spoke
that
to.
requires me to give you that information.
Thank you.
Because I haven't,
What is your middle initial?
I don't believe that I'm required to give that to you. Are
Away
we
from the
done
house.
here?
No, we're not.
Okay.
Your middle initial and your last name.
I'm not giving it to you. I haven't done anything wrong.
Okay.
I already
Perfect.
got it.
We got it.
Yeah, it's-
Okay.
And that'll be documented too that you're uncooperative.
Okay.
I'm writing down uncooperative. Uncooperative. You're going to say to me, you mean you didn't open with Michael Flynn being exonerated possibly this week? I got it. You mean you didn't open with this, that, and the other thing? There's always this, that, and the other thing. I got it. I understand. You find that to be the most important thing in America to open with. I just gave you a full video of what contact tracing, what your neighbor reported you. Now, here's what's happening here. Is some nosy Nelly across the street, okay? The government has put so much fear, and these are governors, not Donald Trump. This is the governor, the Democrat governor. What's his daggone name? In Wisconsin. They have put so much fear into people. You have people peeping outside. Oh, I seen the little girl go over to the other house to play. They're home. It looked like to me somebody had some sidewalk chalk on the driveway. Were they outside writing on sidewalk chalk? So I don't know it to be a fact, but it looks like we got one neighbor, Gladys. What was her name? Gladys from Bewitched. Remember, she was always looking out the window, and she says, "Hey, 911, they're letting the little kid go to the other house and play. I'm telling you, they're letting them go back and forth and play." Contact tracing. You're allowing it to happen. Can I get your last name? No. Can I get your middle initial and last name? No. we're going to document you as uncooperative. So, uncooperative. Now, that is where you're at in America today. That's Wisconsin, okay? And you're seeing little videos like that pop up where mother gets arrested for their child being on the playground, where a woman is in Texas. Where was she at? Did she divide an order and say, she's going to open her shop and go to work? Man, we're going to have to write you down as uncooperative. Now, that's all over America. That's what's happening. And it's real. Now, here's what I want to say. We support law enforcement, but is this an intentional move by governors? Intentional move by the power is scary. That needs to scare the daylights out of you. So let me say this. The difficulty here with all this is that's contact tracing right there. Yes. You're going to see more and more of that. That's going to happen. What kind of fear do you live in that is going to happen? Now, my concern is what I would like to have happen is they're doing it on purpose, as I would like for law enforcement to say, we're not going out there. If one little girl is going to the house next door and playing with the other little girl and the parents agree. So let me say this. In America, if parents over here in this house say that to the parents over this house, is the two little girls could come together and have a tea party. I know sexist, the tea party, right? But if they could come together and have a tea party and bring their dolls and do dress up, I know sexist, right? Monday, you come to my house. Tuesday, I'll come to your house. If the parents of these children say, okay, you're getting a clear view of the government controlling your children to the next level. If you are new on the show, you have not heard me tell you the stories of, hey, first of all, if anyone out there thinks that Donald Trump has ushered in socialism, you're not realizing you're living in the socialist states of America before coronavirus ever started. And we'll go down that road on a different day. Now, shocking, you should go back to school. Shocking. Okay? It's interesting how we hey, today's the last day of April. I hope you make it. I'm saying it nicely. I hope you make it. I hope tomorrow, May, you're still with us. But it's interesting how March and April, the media was asking us, the United States, to follow the lead of other countries. But now that other countries are going back to work, going back to school, putting kids on school bus, we have to come to a screeching halt. We are not ready. But the socialist states of America, your school system before the pandemic, okay, we got the government feeding the kids, giving them lunch, giving them dinner. We have the government doing everything for the children. This was the final step to take over your children. You sent them home. Now you're going to decide where they can play, when they can't play, when they can go to a playground, can't go to a playground, when they can put on a uniform and play baseball, softball, not play baseball, softball, and when they can return to a classroom. The next generation, it's very scary of what is happening here. I want to move from that. I'm looking for law enforcement to say no. Ask your law enforcement if they get a phone call, 911, what's your emergency? 911, what's your emergency? Yes. So the little girl walked to the next house and you think she's in there playing? What gives you the suspicion she's playing? Did she take the whole basket of dolls? We're right on it. We'll send a car over right now. Now, I know law enforcement won't do this, but let's do it this way. 911, what's your emergency? So you see the little girl going to the other house, play with the little girl. Okay, I get it. And how do you know she's playing? She took a basket of dolls. Okay. What the hell's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Get the hell off my phone. Go find old reruns of Jerry Springer or something and get off my damn phone and save it for somebody that's really good. The kid's playing, damn it. Mr. Wilson. Remember Dennis the Menace drove Mr. Wilson crazy? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Now, moving right along, because we have Congressman Doug Collins at 8:30. I'm just looking for the cop or the 911. What the hell is wrong with you? Get off my damn phone. You're calling because a kid went to play. All right, I got to move along. I got so much to do. Okay. Now, there's a couple things we're going to do this morning that you're going to want to stick around after I have Congressman Collins. Number one, do you know these doctors? Give me number one. Do you know these doctors? All right, it's a 58-minute video. Watch it, please. Watch it. We will talk about it probably the tail end of the show. Watch this video. These doctors are out there. Let me see where they're at. I don't know. I can't pronounce their names. Let me get to their names, okay? This is the two California, Dr. Dan Erickson and Arden. How do you pronounce that last name? I got it here. Hold on. I had it here. Wait a minute. Talk about it later. There he is, number one. I was trying to get the pronunciation. I don't want to do it wrong, okay? Watch these two doctors. Do you know them? Second, Joe Biden, number three. Let's go to number three, okay? Joe Biden, all right? Vice President Joe Biden, his live virtual town halls on unemployment and issue facing working families during COVID-19. Now, he has released, okay? Joe Biden has released number 4, okay? Before you go to 4, don't go there yet. Now, there's nothing like Joe Biden reminiscing in the old days. So if Joe Biden's looking for a vice presidential candidate, someone to run with him, he should find somebody that understands being a drunk, a rapist, and a murderer. That's crude, right? That's going a little too far there, buddy. No, it's not. Biden taps someone that thoroughly understands what it's like to be a drunk. I don't know when he's going to sober up to do the job. And then to be a rapist, we'll talk about it later. And his best buddy was a murderer and he was able to look right over it. I'm sorry. Why am I the bad guy? Give me number 40. 40 on the screen. There he is. Is that 40? I said 4 earlier. I'm changing it up. I want 40. There you go. Thank you, Destiny. Members of Biden's Vice Presidential Selection Committee. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. Chris Dodd, former senator, drunk, alcoholic, alleged rapist, just like Biden, has a great friend that is a murderer. They were all a bunch of drunks back in the day. Number 2, okay? The Lion of the Senate. Oh, my God. The Lion of the Senate. There's Ted Kennedy. So there's Dodd. So Biden throws right out front, hey, I need somebody that understands a drunk, a rapist, and a murderer. How many times can I say that? Pieces of garbage in my eyes. Okay, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. I just got to say this, all right? Number 39, Biden announces Vice Presidential Selection Committee. Whoa. There's a picture that you need to look at while you're eating your Cheerios in the morning. I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to respect the congressman. I'm going to say it afterwards. So I'll leave that one until after the congressman goes. Now, this is the morning that they are trying to pull off on the morning shows. Let me give you this. Okay. Number 14. So supposedly, Trump meltdown madness. Now, they are wanting to separate Trump supporters And I want to ask you, and we're going to do this afterwards. We talked about the memo that went out, National Republican Senate Committee from Mitch McConnell and friends, that said you can go around a campaign saying you are okay with Trump's China travel ban. Outside of that, cool your jets. Stay away from this guy. Just saying, stay away from him. You need to be careful. The memo. Now, supposedly, Trump has got such bad polling numbers, he's melting down. This is the media. We're going to talk about it, but what we are going to talk about is, will the media be able to put those pansy-ass Republicans in fear enough to separate themselves from Donald Trump while campaigning? Trump's headed to Arizona. I'm going to give you why he's coming out of the White House. And if anybody is trying to figure out whether they should be a Trump supporter or not this morning, here she is, number 5, Karen Handel. Karen Handel could be a Trump supporter on Monday, and Thursday she's got to back away because of her internal pollings. I just had to say that. I'm sorry, folks. I had to say that. Now, number 33. This is as of 5:22 a.m. I just want to go on record once again, okay, that the numbers are incorrect, okay? If you watch the doctors from California, they have friends across the nation, all right? Here's total cases, total deaths, 61,000, okay? Now, there's a couple things that the corrupt media had to do. What did they have to do? They had to make sure, right, that the number of deaths exceeded the flu, the typical flu, all right? I guess I could wait to break to get my earbuds, but it's bothering me. So they had to get the number up over the flu. If they don't get the number over the yearly flu death, which, keep in mind, the deaths associated with flu are not all recorded. There's people that die with the flu, people that die from the flu. And it's not all recorded, okay? But here you go. Here is the number. If the number is A, not over and above the flu number, if the number is not over and above the deaths, they have to associate it to something. The deaths in Vietnam, if the number is not where they can convince you, okay, that the government, and I will say governors, saved you, who saved you? Donald Trump or the governors? That's what they're doing. Go to number 1 before we take a break. These 2 doctors right here, they say in the video that they have, all right, when you die, a doctor writes down symptoms, okay? They say they have friends in the medical field, doctors all across this country, that are being forced to make COVID-19 a symptom, being forced to put it in their death report. I'm going to take a break. When we come back at the bottom of the hour, we're going to take a little break here. At the bottom of the hour, we will have Congressman Doug Collins. Hey, Club for Growth. I've heard Club for Growth is anti-Trump. That's what I hear. And I know they're anti-Doug Collins, but they're pro-Matt Gertler in the 9th District. That's just a fact. We'll ask Congressman Collins about that when we return. Take us to break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
this. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm your host, BKP. Joining us now, Congressman Doug Collins from the 9th Congressional District. Before I bring him in, you're starting to hear endorsement here, endorsement there. Where do they matter? Because Congressman Doug Collins has an endorsement from Ed Rollins' group, the Great American PAC, big endorsement, and then also GoPac. He has the endorsement of GoPac. He did not get the endorsement of Club for Growth, what we feel is a anti-Trump, anti-Collins group. But my favorite, and this is what I'm bringing you in on, Congressman, my favorite endorsement for you this week, I know some are big, is Bubba. That's my big one. Please come in, Congressman. How are you this morning?
Doing great. Yeah, it's been humbling to have people come along. I mean, the groups are outside groups that have looked at this race and decided that they wanted to be a part of us. Our campaign is wonderful. But when you have folks like Bubba McDonald, who is frankly been a legend in this state for years, and people know him.
Yes, they do.
And they know, and he's been before the voters. They trust that. But that's the kind of endorsements, and along like Drew Ferguson from a couple of weeks ago, one of my colleagues in the House. When we start seeing candidates who are coming on the side saying, the choice is pretty plain here. We need a senator who can represent us in Washington, D.C. from day one and has a track record of not only defending this president, not mouthing words, but actually doing it, and also defending our conservative values against the liberal establishment in D.C. That's the thing that they're looking at. And we've just been, really humbled by the support, and the grassroots support has been amazing as we go forward. And there's more coming. So, I mean, we're excited about that.
Well, I want to move along, not use our time up there, but folks out there, if you've never been anywhere and heard Bubba McDonald speak from the first book of Bubba or sing, you don't know what you're missing, right? So
Good stuff.
We'll move along. Congressman, the reason I want to talk about that, and we'll open with that, we're going to get to General Flynn and getting back to work and bailing out the states. But Club for Growth now, maybe you don't want to weigh in. I get it. But in the 9th Congressional District, where you are currently the congressman, and nine candidates would like to move into that position, a super PAC, Club for Growth, has endorsed one of those candidates. Can you tell us how concerned you are? Not, if you want to weigh in, or why do they dislike the president and yourself? Because they are. Do you agree they're anti-Trump, anti-Doug Collins group?
Oh, well, that's obvious by what they do. And look, I mean, this is also a group that makes money. I mean, and the attacks that they placed on me at the early year, and this is sort of funny because they really had no reason to, except probably some well-placed discussions and donations, to make sure that they can attack me in a race in which I had, it's amazing enough that on their own scorecards up until last year, been almost an 80-something% lifetime with them. But let me just say this. I'll just say this about Club for Growth, or really any organization. If when they attacked me, and they did so in a very deceitful and way, and they went about it. But also, I will say that if you want to know the congressional district called the 9th District of Georgia, I'll put my credentials up about knowing what the 9th District of Georgia wants up against any group that's out of Washington, D.C. And I'll do that any day of the week as they come along. So, I'll let them endorse who they want to endorse. That's entirely up to them. But when it comes to me and what they say about me and what our record is, I think my record's pretty clear. And I'll put my record of defending North Georgia and the 9th District up against anyone, and I won't back out from that.
Okay, you commented a couple days ago concerning, I think, with Marie Bartiromo, concerning General Flynn when she asked a question about total exoneration this week. We now have notes concerning FBI internal notes. I watched Devin Nunes, Congressman Nunes. Did Republicans know this all along, and you're just now able to get the word out? What will happen this week? And if the judge exonerates, what's that mean going forward for the rest of the Comey hoax?
Oh, well, look, I was up back on with Maria this morning. We were talking about this again. This has been something, Brian, that we've talked about for years, literally, Devin and I and others. and we've been made fun of. You know, the left would say that, you know, they're just defending a corrupt whatever, and, you know, the Russians, and that we were part of the conspiracy. No, now America is getting, and the world is getting ready to see what we have sensed and what we have known in many areas all along, that Comey, McCabe, Strzok, Page, all these folks were just on a political vendetta to stop a candidate and then a president that they didn't like. Jim Comey, frankly, makes me, you know, just nauseous. I mean, to go out and pretend that he is Superman, the only S on his chest is shame. I mean, he actually said in an interview last year that he sent the FBI agents to the sit room at the White House because he knew that he could get by with it in a transition period, and then compared, without naming the president, to the previous two administrations, talking about how much better they were. This was nothing but a political vendetta. And then when you have Strzok, remember, Brian, Peter Strzok was one of the ones who interviewed General Flynn. Mr. Influenced himself, Mr. Insurance Policy himself, who was compromised from minute one, was one of the ones influencing and actually did this interview. They actually briefed McCabe, bringing this in a little bit further. Andrew McCabe actually briefed him on what to say to General Flynn about how to set up this interview and to keep him from having counsel and others there. And this is the same McCabe who was fired for lying to his colleagues. Now, what's interesting here is they charged General Flynn not with Russian collusion. They charged him with lying to the FBI, but yet did not charge McCabe, one of their own, with lying to the FBI. What we have seen here is a corruption that was deep-rooted, deep-seated, and there needs to be every opportunity taking place to hold these folks accountable so that it doesn't happen again.
Okay, what we see here, we're going to go with that, because what we see here, and if this week General Flynn is exonerated, do you have any inside information of what we see here from Durham's report that we're waiting to come out in investigation? Is this the tip, what we're seeing with General Flynn, is this going to start unfolding when Durham releases his investigation or parts of it?
Well, remember, I don't believe that Durham is going to release a report. Durham's going to either release an indictment or he's not going to release anything at all. He's not in a position, and I have talked to the Attorney General and others about this. He is in an investigative mode. He's not in a Mueller, let's write a book.
Right. It is a criminal investigation.
Exactly. So you'll see. I think when he figures, gets to the point where he's ready to go, that'll just come out. I do believe it bodes for what we've been talking about, that there is going to be the accountability piece here. It can't be overstated enough. Anything dealing with the investigations, Crossfire Hurricane, all these the issues that came up from the Clinton emails all the way back, it just shows what many of us have been screaming at the top of our lungs for over 2 or 3 years now is just wrong. And when you see this, when I released the transcripts last year, we could see it in the transcripts. When people got to actually see what they were doing and how they were doing it, we knew that there were problems. And now it's just starting to come together. Sidney Powell, who is General Flynn's attorney, has done a phenomenal job.
Yes, she has.
Of getting this out, and she has just done a great job at it. So I think, and let me just reiterate, why does this matter, bro? Why would I be talking about this, all the time? Why would I discuss it with others? Is because if they can do it to them, they can do it to you.
Oh,
and that's what we've got to just keep in mind, that you cannot have a politically biased Department of Justice, which under Obama administration they became, in a sense that where they felt that they could take on a candidate for president and try to influence that election. And it was just stunningly breathtaking, the scope at which we see.
Well, although we're not passing up that there's a pandemic or anything, but we're just saying, laying under that, the best words we can say are a lot of things that are happening that we got to get back out in the news. One is, you're correct, it won't be an investigation. A report. Durham is, people forget now that it was turned to a criminal investigation. So I guess candidly, I got 2 more subjects before we go. Do you think we will see indictments out of his investigation?
If he finds what he needs and what we believe possibly is there, yes, I believe he will find the indictments. He will follow the law. I have no doubt in my mind he's going to follow the law in this. And what we have seen so far is very disturbing. So I'm looking forward to what he brings forward. And Attorney General Barr has given him every leeway to do what is right.
Okay, in internal polling, this is what the media is trying to sell the American people this morning over at MSNBC and CNN and others. Internal polling has Trump down, okay, And I think what they're doing is trying to separate Republicans from the president. So recently this week, a leaked memo from the National Republican Senate Committee said to senators, you can back up the president when it comes to the travel ban, the China travel ban. Outside of that, be careful with backing him on his response to the pandemic. So I got to ask you this, pretty loaded. You've probably seen that memo. You're running for Senate. Are you backing away from the president? Do you see it? Don't laugh at me. Don't you. I gotta ask. All right. We'll give you that, okay? But let me finish. When I say backing away, are you seeing internals that you see Republicans, soft Republicans, maybe backing away from the president? And answer if you're satisfied with the way Mike Pence, and the administration handled the pandemic. Now you can laugh and answer the question.
No, again, this is coming also from an organization that just, again, in defense of a newly appointed senator, went after me in a vicious way, and just for simply having the audacity to think that the people of Georgia ought to choose their senator, in addition to a governor who had every right to choose and appoint Senator Loeffler. But now the people of Georgia are going to choose, and they chose to fight an incumbent and do just, again, ads that were just completely false and wrong. NRSC needs to pay attention to keeping the Senate. And one of the ways you do that is actually backing a president who has actually done what he said he was going to do, who is popular among our base, who knows, who is working hard. Him and the vice president have worked hard on this pandemic, given difficult circumstances. Look, to think that I would actually look at a memo from the NRSC from some guy who is making his living consulting, to back away from this president after I've been basically one of the biggest defenders for our party and for our conservative values and this administration, that's just laughable. Now, Senator Loeffler may do that, but some others may do that, but not me. And I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm going to run what people know about me, what they have trusted about me over the years, and in public offices, I'm going to do, and I'm going to fight for the values that I find and I put forward. And,
well, I'm searching.
Consultants are going to do that.
Congressman, I'm searching every day because I'm not just going to do, sound bites. I'm searching every day to find her real support for the president here recently, and I can't find it. Let me move on because the last question of the day is, I'm going to tell you now the last piece of legislation with billions of dollars worth of spending. Two things here. We didn't like the contact tracing in there or some of the language there for that. Moving along, we're concerned about the amount of spending and what pushback can Republicans do against state bailouts, and will you say no to that? Also throw in there for your minute, mail-in voting. They want to put money in there. So that was a lot, but I had to get it in. So take off, sir.
Yeah. Well, let's go real quickly. Most of those out there are going to be the very issues that we have to negotiate. And I'm against putting money in. There's been such an overreach by Speaker Pelosi and the Democrats in the House about trying to federalize elections. That's just another area. If they really want to do something about elections, let's just go to mandatory voter ID. Let's do things that actually, matter and encourage everybody to vote. Georgia's had a great success at that. My concern on anything stimulus spending going forward will be heavily negotiated, and I think we have seen that from both the leadership on our side and on the Senate side to say that that's not going to happen without restrictions going forward, because there is an overreach concern for many of us here about where we are continuing this with the government. And so, look, in the bottom line, this is about getting us back to a position where the government is not having to be in the middle of the economic condition of our country like we are right now. That's what I'm going to be fighting for, and no further extension of the unemployment extra that is being given from the federal to the states. That's got to stop. We got to encourage people to go back to work.
All right, we're going to be watching for state bailouts, sir, because the president of the United States said even before this pandemic happened, several states were not managing very well. So I know that's a concern for most Americans, a lot of Americans across this country.
I agree with you completely.
Thank you, Congressman. We know you got to get to your next interview. We appreciate you very much. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. You take care. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
All right. 9th Congressional District, Congressman Doug Collins. I tried to get it all in there in the box. Talk about it. Durham, the guy with the mustache. Indictments. Interesting. Congressman Doug Collins always comes on, answers all of our questions. We appreciate it. We're going to take a brief break. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back after these messages.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
It's been 4 generations of family ownership, tens of thousands of customers, and more Chevys than we'd ever be able to count. And more than 60 years later, when we say Days gets it done, we still mean it. With the North Georgia Mountains' lowest Chevy prices, a huge selection, and outstanding customer care. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and let's get it done. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. That would be me. I'm spinning the hits. Have you ever heard my theme song? I want to write it, right? You haven't heard? I'll do it later. I'm going to sing it. 9:45, I'm singing the theme song of the show. All right, folks. Destiny, I sent over a video during the break. I researched things. You guys send me things, and I look for things during the break to make sure we're fresh. The show is fresh. Did you put up how to get in touch? Or what? Or I was probably just not paying attention, right? Is that the case? How do people get in touch with the show? There you go. Was I not paying it? I probably was not paying attention. Thank you, Dustin. 24/7. There's the email. Okay. General Flynn. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of great reporting on this today. Did you get the video? If you got the video, let's roll it. Okay. So did it freeze? If it did, let's try it again. I know if it froze up, let's try it again, okay? Okay, try to figure out what's happening with it. Just throw it in there. Is it just when you hit play, it won't go? Try it one more time. If it's freezing up and just will not play, we will move on. Maybe you got to take it out and put it back in. General Flynn has released a statement via video. I don't know if you've watched it yet. We have it, trying to get it to play. So now, that being said, you heard the Congressman Doug Collins. What did he say? I said, it's going to be indictments. I think it's going to be indictments. They're coming down the road. I think you have Strzok. Who interviewed General Flynn? The upper echelon. Now, I told you yesterday, I bumped in. Okay, that's the flag. I thought I had something else, but let's go. Let's move along, okay? I bumped into an retired FBI agent, and I'm going to see if he'll come on the show next week. Retired from the FBI. He said he was BC, before Comey. Had nothing nice to say about the upper echelon of the FBI. When you hear deep state and people get upset with you saying deep state, don't let it bother you, because all you need to do, all right, most people don't know. Department of Justice, deep state. Go, just do a search. How many people work at the Department of Justice? Clip it out. How many? Oh, it's hundreds of thousands, folks. How many? And put it in a folder. How many people work at the State Department? Boom. How many people work at the Department of Education? Boom. How many people work at the FBI? Boom. CIA. Put it together, and the next time your friends say, what do you mean by a bureaucratic deep state? Okay? Send them those clips. That's all you have to say. They're behemoths. We've got a problem when we have agencies with 300,000 employees. We've got a problem. Okay? So that being said, also, when they say deep state and they have a problem with that, show them the upper echelon, the videos where President Trump has no respect for the FBI. No. How many times has President Trump talked about the upper echelon? Now, folks, here's what's happening. All right. And I want to go back to this for a minute. All right. They don't want to open the country. Okay. So let's make this a separate clip here. Okay. They don't, I want to get to say this. This is a separate clip. This, ready? Give me number 39. This is going to be wrong. This is totally wrong. I should not say this. But this Burfarilla, I know. Take me off the air. Hashtag Burfarilla. Stacey Burfarilla Abrams. She's a birth boy. Look at that big girl. She's a big girl. I know. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. I get it. It's not racist. The sister is large. It's not racist. Damn it. Bad words. Okay. So anyhow, he announces, is she campaigning hard? Let me tell you something. Joe Biden does not pick Burfarilla. Don't put that on the internet, ladies out there. When you put this out, I don't want this woman coming after me. She will beat Biden's ass. Yes. Now you do the research. Her and Clyburn up in South Carolina. Check it out. James Clyburn with the fish fry up in South Carolina went out there, said, black folk, vote for Joe Biden, or you ain't coming to the fish fry no more. I'm serious. You can just research that today. James Clyburn and Burfarilla here do not have a friendship. Okay? Now, the odds, the dark horse, oh, God, I know I just said that. What the hell? I have anybody that helps me not say something I shouldn't? I mean, years ago, you could say the dark horse. Can't say that anymore. So, the unsuspecting horse, the horse you would never bet on, that's out there is Keisha Lance Bottoms, mayor of Atlanta. Watch that one, because you got to understand, remember something. You keep watching all these other people. Pelosi told Clyburn, remember? Let's just go down memory road. Leave Burfarilla right up there for a second, okay? Stacey Abrams, I'm sorry. She's a professional. I should be professional. She should not try to put white people in a box. Right? She shouldn't try to put white people in a box and then get upset with me. So remember, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden's getting his ass kicked by about, don't send me texts like that and try to knock me off my game. I know who you are. I will tell people. So Joe Biden is getting his ass beat by Peter Pan Buttigieg. If you're new to the show, I always call him Peter Pan Buttigieg, the boy who would be king. Okay, then you have Elizabeth Warren, right? And you have all of these candidates out there that dropped out. Now they're beating Biden's ass. Bernie. So Nancy Pelosi tells James Clyburn, because he had the fish fry and he didn't, you get your ass to South Carolina and you tell people down there they need to vote for Joe Biden now. So Clyburn goes down to South Carolina and tells everybody, all the brothers and sisters, I'm sorry, you can call me whatever. Hey, you have to go vote for Joe. So they vote for Joe, and all of a sudden, miraculously, okay, all the candidates drop out. And then it seems like it was planned for them to have it probably was going to be on a stage at a rally, but a one-on-one endorsement as they went down the endorsement road of Bernie, Elizabeth, Peter Pan Buttigieg, and, so on. But let me get to where I'm going. Don't underestimate Clyburn helping pick the minority female, okay, vice presidential candidate. Now, there's the shocker, and there's the obvious. Now, I do think there's way too many sound bites, okay? Now, Kamala Harris. So let's go past Burfarilla here for a minute. Let's go to this, okay? Give me number 40. So Biden has picked Chris Dodd, okay? We'll stay with that, former senator, friend. They stay together. These people are pieces of garbage. We know Reed's account, is that her name, former Senate aide of Joe Biden, that he raped her. Hold on, Joe, Chris, hold on. I could go to the bar and get drunk as hell with you. I got to send a staffer I got to attend to something with. They're all pieces of garbage, folks. Pieces of garbage. We don't even want to get into pedophilia. We don't want to get, I mean, there's some bestiality in there. Should never went there. Hold on while I ask forgiveness. Okay, forgiven. Now, but Chris Dodd is a piece of garbage. So one night, Dodd, let me just tell you a quick story. You can go on the internet. One night, Dodd and the lion of the Senate, okay, we got to keep clear who these people are. Donald Trump said you got to grab them by the, hey, bada bing, bada boom. So Trump said that. Trump, not a senator at this time. He's just a guy that, whatever, right? Bad guy, whatever. Here's number 2. These are the pieces of garbage. So Dodd says to Kennedy, hey, we got these 2 hot blonde bimbos. I am way in deep this morning. So we got these 2 hot blonde bimbos. I'm sorry. And they're young. Ooh, they're young. And they're not our wives. So we're going to go out and get some steaks and some beers, and we're going to get drunk as hell with these girls. And you never know. One could die before the night's over. I don't know. That's what Marianne Kopechny, was that her name? Maybe that night when they were having beers and steaks, one could die there. Not me. Why the hell am I the bad guy? It just happened, okay? The Kennedy covered up. He murdered somebody. Oh, my God, I'm in deep, right? I got to move along because there's a lot I want to do. So these two here, and then they like the waitress. She's a young girl, said Kennedy throws her on the table and says, it's getting ready to happen. He throws her over in Chris Dodd's lap and then says, hey, baby, can you feel this? Read the article. I mean, I don't know why the hell I'm always the bad guy here. Read the article. I didn't do it. So these pieces of garbage. So I just want to bring it out, the pieces of garbage that run together. They run together. They are absolutely, well, Trump said this and Trump said that, and he liked the double D's on Stormy. He was not president of the United States. I'm going to say this, reaching out, since he's become president of the United States, he's acting right. I mean, Melania probably told him, let me tell you something, buddy. All right, I can't go there. Pieces of garbage, all right? Pieces of garbage. And Biden has come through, right? And he has named his team one more time, number 40, all right? So I got to get off this, Chris Dodd. I mean, they're all pieces of garbage. Now, okay, here we go. Let's go with this one right here. Let's go with a couple here. Let me get into this. Here's my thoughts. Just want to throw them out there. Okay, here's caramel-colored Harris, number 35, caramel-colored Harris, which slept her way to the top with was he the mayor? Willie Brown? Was it Willie Brown? She had a thing for Willie Brown. She had a thing for Willie Brown. So I think this is Biden announces vice presidential. Now there's a lot of people out there that are picking Kamala Harris, whatever her name is. She's going to pull off a sister. She is the one that told Joe Biden, and she freaked out on Joe. She went black sister. Remember the debate, Joe? I was that little girl on the bus. What you think of that, Joe? You ran around with them whiteys. Yeah, you was up with whiteys as this little black girl was getting on the bus. That was me, and you were okay with. Look it up. Look it up. She went soul sister and kicked Joe Biden's ass at a debate and said, I was the little girl getting on the bus. That was me, Joe. So now her and Spartacus, remember? Spartacus, just come out the closet. You could have been a gay black man running for president, and you didn't do it. Anyhow, so Biden here, they're all saying Kamala Harris. Now, if Biden likes a good ass beating and says, give me another, because you got to understand, I want to stay clear on the Biden for a minute. Biden's vice presidential pick will be president. Wake up, smell the coffee. They will be president. So Biden, number one, has said he will commit to picking a woman to be his vice presidential candidate to run with him, running mate, right? That's a done deal. It's got to be a woman or Trump. Now, what I'm saying is look at all the clips that Trump has to play the card against him if X happens. So you got to remember, Biden's going to be 80 when he takes office. Absolutely. And when he takes office at 80 years old, you know what? Whoever he picks will be president. Now, they're not telling you they have to invoke the 25th Amendment right now because he's not there. But he's mentally unstable. He is. And they can't let him come out. I mean, can you just see the inaugural address? And I'm going to tell you why Trump's going to Arizona in just a minute. I got it. I know. I am hashtag BKP, the great Donald Trump interpreter. I'm getting ready to tell you what's happening, okay? But anyhow, this right here. So they can't, my opinion, they can't go with her. Maybe they will, but there's too much baggage. There's Kavanaugh. Most Americans do not want reminded of that. The Democrats do not want the Americans reminded of the lies they told during the Brett Kavanaugh hearing. This one was a major one. She went after him, okay? There's the beating and drumming of Joe Biden. There is the smoking dope with Snoop Dogg, or smoking dope while she was listening to Snoop Dogg or something. I don't know, getting together with Snoop. And there's Willie Brown likes a little caramel in his coffee. I like that one myself. You could have said, don't go there. I like it. But there's too much here is my thought, okay? Now, let's go to 36. Now we come to Burfarilla. Number 37. That's not, she's caramel. Now, there's Burfarilla. Okay, so look at them cheeks. Oh my God, you just want to smooch them. So anyhow, Burfarilla there will lose it. Now, if she is picked, okay, as the running mate, you will immediately the next day find out she's in charge. She will call Joe. Joe, you've picked me. You don't understand what a black woman can be like. I'm about to kick your ass. I'm about to be in charge. You need to tell your people call me. I am not going to go around. Now, she's supporting him and saying, I believe Joe over Reed when it comes to rape. I thought you were just supposed to scream rape with a rape whistle, and every Democrat ascended on the pieces of garbage like Weinstein and the others because you just blew the rape whistle. No, not with Reed, as we know. So don't get all upset that that's not getting any traction, or is it going to be what gets Joe out? There's a lot of people that do not think Joe will be the nominee. He doesn't have the votes. So anyhow, if this lady, here's number 38. Let's go with 38. Biden announces vice presidential selection team. And then let's go back to the Burfarilla, number 39. So if Burf gets out and gets nominated, okay, there's a lot there. First of all, they know they won't be able to control her. They won't. They won't be able to control her. She's an articulate, this lady is articulate, or if that's the right word, I don't know. But she's a smart lady. She is. I'm going to give her credit. She's articulate. Stacey Abrams, okay, but she's not made it past being a state representative in Georgia. She was the head of the minority in the state representative of Georgia, but she hasn't gotten past that. They're afraid of her. I'm going to tell you, that's my opinion. They're afraid. I'm afraid of her. Damn it. Take two looks. Two yips and a wolf. There you go. So I'm afraid of her. Joe Biden's team's going to be afraid. That's my thought. That's my thought. And, you know, Kamala, they don't need to pull off California. Don't forget. They don't need to pull off Georgia. They think it's in play. So the team is looking at internals, and Georgia will once again be fool's gold for Democrats, okay? So she's out. And plus, Clyburn doesn't like her. Don't forget the beginning of this. Her and Clyburn, go do the research. They're not good friends. Just do. James Clyburn and Stacey Abrams do not get along. See what you come up with, all right? So I feel Clyburn from Nancy Antoinette Pelosi has told Biden's team she's not that's what I think. I don't know. Now, Klobuchar up there in Minnesota, if they're polling showing that atop of the state, because we know the polling right now is lies, okay? And they're trying to create something out there, and they're trying to separate Republicans from the president. We know that. We're going to get into that. We know pansy-ass Republicans are getting ready. We already knew Susan Collins would, and we know governors across the country that are afraid of their reelection. We know pansy-ass Republicans are starting to drift away from Donald Trump. We don't care. We know the polling is lying. So Klobuchar, if they think Klobuchar can bring them Minnesota, because Minnesota's in play for Trump, and Wisconsin, it could be. So last but not least, just throwing it out there, no more Biden discussion except for, and I don't have picture, the mayor, Keisha Lance Bottom of Atlanta. Interesting move. What say you? Who do you think he will pick? Now, I'm going to talk about this after the break, okay? Because we're gonna get into re-electing our president, because we have to get serious about it. Number 41. Trump says he will visit Arizona next week, maybe Ohio. Now, the corrupt corporate mainstream media, whoever they are, they're letting you think that he's visiting them because he's in trouble. I'm going to tell you why President Trump is leaving the White House, and not because he lost the election, next week. Take us a break.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
It's been 4 generations of family ownership, tens of thousands of customers, and more Chevys than we'd ever be able to count. And more than 60 years later, when we say Days gets it done, we still mean it. With the North Georgia Mountains lowest Chevy prices, a huge selection, and outstanding customer care. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and let's get it done. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
BKP, good morning from the office. I'm your host, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You know, I have an idea. How about a bus, a big bus, and on the side of the bus, it says FYN, hashtag BKP, going, ready? Going where no news network will go. And then start naming them on the bus. Chuck Todd, and name them all. On the campaign trail with BKP, there's what the bus says. Ready? On the campaign trail with BKP, going where no news network will go in America. And then start listing on the side of this big bus: Chuck Todd, George Stephanopoulos, Joe Scarborough. I'll even write Minka Facelift Brzezinski. I'll probably get in trouble for that. But right there, right? So I will do it. Here's what I need. I need $150,000. All right, now you're saying, all right, I knew this was coming sooner or later. No, why the hell am I the bad guy? Hey, you know what? I'll tell you this. It's okay if they spend $2.2 trillion of our money. But I asked for 150 and all hell breaks loose, right? I'm serious. Call your friends. You know them. Hey, BKP needs 150. What would I do with it? Let me tell you what I do. I just started this during the break. Let me tell you. So if you're new to the show, I won, and we're going to get into this, okay? Let's put up. I'm telling you right now, we're going to get into this. Let's go with which one was it that Trump is going to get out of the Oval Office and head? He's on the road again. Was it number 34? No, it's not number 34. Chill. Take a chill pill. I got the number. Number 41. Okay. So now, number 41, President Trump. Okay. I know why he's getting out next week. And this is why the media does preemptive strikes. And I'm going to show you the preemptive strike. They know he's getting out. They know what's going to happen next week. You know what's going to happen, or I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next week. So the media is doing their preemptive strike. Okay, we're going to get into it. Now, why did I ask you for 150 grand? Okay, first of all, we're going to find an old bus. We're going to make sure it runs well, and then it's got to have a little hippie look effect. And then we're going to put everything on there, and then I've got to get my staff together. And I think what I'll do, I'll need a total. Like the government did 4 waves of bailouts. I'll need a total of 250 grand. I'm not staying at flea bag motels. I'm eating steak, damn it. But anyhow, here's the thing, right? So if you're new to the show, I told you this before, I knew the day he came down the escalator, he'd be the next president of the United States. Call me on this phone and say, how the hell did you know? And I'm going to tell you, all right? I'm not going to take the time, but I knew he would. Then what I did, okay, and I'm going to tell you why you need to put me on the road. July 1st, we'll put you on the road. Now, Chuck Todd has picked some counties, and they're sending little reporters out there. Poindexter is going out to these little counties. Are you going to vote for Trump? No, we just found somebody that's not going to vote for Trump. Oh, Chuck Todd voting for Trump across. That's what they've done. They're not going into the real. All right, so here's what I did, okay? And I have the video to prove it. So let's say about 6 weeks before the election, okay? About 6 weeks, I started my own research. And I called, I got this. I pinned 5 rural counties in Wisconsin, 5 rural counties in Michigan, and 5 rural counties in Pennsylvania. Now, I did not give somebody else the task, all right? I did not give somebody else the task of doing the research for me. I did it all. I made the phone calls myself. I didn't hire a group. We're a group out here. We can get you some data. No, I did my own data. I made the phone calls into these election offices because somebody runs the election in all of these counties, okay? And these counties, nobody is calling from the networks. They're all running to Madison, Wisconsin, and just right outside of Detroit, right? And we're here in just 60 miles or 30 miles outside of Philadelphia. That's what they do, right? So when I called, I talked to these people, and they love to talk, right? I remember when I talked to one rural county in Michigan, I said, you know, I know all the other, and it caught me off guard because the lady was, boom, laser on her answer. And I said, I know the other networks are all running to Detroit to find out how Michigan feels about the upcoming election. And she said, sir, Detroit's not in Michigan. And I paused because I said, okay, you got me there. Like, wait a minute, did something happen? Seriously. So what I will do, we'll take the show on the road. We'll paint up the bus. July, this is how much this means to me. I mean, I got to do it. It's like going off the war. Now, I'm not being, all right, I got the people. Oh, you didn't go off the war, buddy. Who are you, John Kerry? No, damn it, I'm not John Kerry. Who are you? Huh? Jane Fonda? No, I'm not. But let me tell you something. For those of you that think there's a battle coming to save this country, it's not coming. That's the tense. It's here, damn it. You're living in it. There's a daily takedown of this president, this government. China wants Joe Biden. Okay, I'm just saying. I gotta get it back together. Because I think, here's what I will do. And yes, I'm asking for money because we're a small network. I mean, you know what I mean? I can't afford, I like my orange soda. That's it. That's my big expenditures and cheap cigars. I need the money, but what will you do? Because this is what I'll leave July 1st, not come home. I will go to Arizona and find the rural people. I will find the people out there. I will find the lady in Wisconsin where the sheriff showed up to tell her, hey, your kid's outside playing, and she went next door. You know, that's got it. We're gonna haul you in. I will go. I'll give you real reports and tell us what we have to do next. I don't care how arrogant that sounds, all right? Because I know what we have to do next, okay? Now, Trump says he will visit Arizona. Oh, wait a minute. I had a message during the last break. I've got to do it because I like the message, okay? Where the hell's it at? Where the hell's it at? Okay, the DNC will nominate Cuomo. All right, you got to understand, I like this one. I'm hearing this one. You got to understand, Biden will go to convention without the delegates. All right. Now, I like this because here's what's getting ready to happen. Okay, DNC will nominate Cuomo and Stacey at their brokered convention. Okay, all right, I'm going to go with that because here's where I'm at. Trump comes out next week, okay? You know the old joke? You have to tie a string around a pork chop and pull the old boy out. I'm just saying. Biden's in a basement. He has had cover. As soon as Trump comes out, Biden, the alleged rapist, has to come out. Trump's not worried about these polls. We're going to go over that. I'm just going to tell you that everything they're saying about Brad Parscale, the head of his campaign, that Trump unleashed on him, this is ready next week. See, they know polling might say Biden, you know, looks like the one that can handle something best. It may be. But they know as soon as he's drawn out of the basement into the light. Remember the Biden, hey, Jack, you want me to kick your ass, Jack? That didn't happen like that, Jack. You remember the people that got close enough to yell, hey, your son Hunter, he won't pay his child support. Hey, your son Hunter on the board at Burisma. Hey, your son Hunter got loans through Rosemont Capital from the Bank of China that is actually owned by China and has never happened before. Hey, remember that? Hey, look here, Jack, I'll kick your ass. Get your stuff straight or I'll kick your ass. They know Biden unleashed is a disaster. They want Trump to stay in the White House and they're going to keep Biden in the basement. But no, Trump says, I'm going on the road and I'm going to pull that little sleepy puppet out of that basement and he's going to answer to the people. All right, I'm serious. This is why it is. Okay. Now, let me go with this. All right. Number 42. Trump announces he will travel to Arizona next week. You know, I would think that I will guess if there's a press briefing, okay? If there's a press briefing that some dumbass reporter will stand up and say, sir, you're planning to do travel next week to different states. Do you not feel you're giving the children of America a bad message when you do that they may go outside and play? What do you say? Why are you laughing at me? Watch. Hold on. So this is the preemptive strike. I told you. Next week he's going out. Okay? Americans are going to start creeping out into the sunlight and realizing the world did not end. Period. So number 45, right? Polls had Trump stewing and lashing out. At one point, Mr. Trump said he would not lose to Mr. Biden, insisted the data was wrong, and blamed the campaign manager for the fact that he is down in the polls, according to one person familiar with the conversation. I always love the person familiar with the conversation. Were you familiar with the conversation? I'm familiar with it. Ho, ho, ho. I can get through this. Number 46. Now, sometimes I show you the same thing on the corrupt byline, and you wonder, why do I show it? It's at the bottom corner, 4:05 a.m. Central Time. It means it was at 6:01 or 5:01 this morning. What I try to do is say MSNBC, I told you, CNN's a clown show. MSNBC is trying to methodically take this man down. Okay, they are the closest tie to the deep state, MSNBC, Chuck Todd and the gang, okay, Minka and all of them. ABC's in on it, CBS is in on it. They're all playing a role. But I try to show you this is nonstop. Trump erupts at campaign manager after being given polls. Okay, here's another one, 47, Associated Press. I am not effing losing to Joe Biden. Kids, we hope you cannot fill in the blank. That's like playing hangman. You got some letters right. I am not effing losing to Joe Biden. He repeated in a series of heated conference calls with his top campaign officials, according to 5 people with knowledge. Somebody close to the conversation. Now we have 5 people with knowledge. Just saying. Why does nobody ever have the cojones to come out and say, here they are hanging right here, baby. I was in the room. Take my picture. I'll tell you the story. No. Bunch of little pansy asses in those suits. I see them every day. I better get on. Okay, here's the number 48, right? Reports Trump erupts at campaign manager after being given poll. There it is, 3:05 in the morning. Bam, bam, bam. Now here's number 49. The Washington Post, Trump presented with grim internal polling showing him losing to Biden. Pascal came to the Oval Office on Tuesday for a long meeting with Trump in which the hatchet was buried. Let's bury the hatchet. How about, you good with that? Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's bury the hatchet. He brought some other data that put the president in a better mood. Oh, I got somewhere with this, okay? Number 50, here's the president's tweet, okay? Just told that fake news CNN is falsely reporting that I was recently shouting at my campaign manager over made up nonsense. Actually, he is doing a great job. I never shouted at him. Been with him for years, including the 2016 win, and have no intention to do so, just fake news. Okay. Now, what the media can't handle, is somebody telling it like it is, somebody raising their voice. I mean, let me tell you something. If you have a group of people and you're a business owner, and from time to time you don't say, damn it, this is just the way it is, the ones that go flying out the room crying, let them go, okay? Let them get in their cars and leave, okay? 51, all right, number 51, Trump again says virus is going to go away, okay? And we'll talk about that in a minute. I hope I have time. I know I didn't get as deep into Flynn. I'm trying to get this. I do want to bring up number 58, Trump's tweet on General Flynn, but we're still into the same segment, Destiny, on knowing what Trump is doing and the preemptive strike the media. Now, let's get this clear. The media is trying to do a preemptive strike on Trump, knowing that when he comes out of the White House and he starts going to different places, it's all going to change. And CNN doesn't want to speak about their persecution of General Michael Flynn and why they got the story wrong. They, along with others, should pay a big price for what they have purposely done to this man and his family. They won't even cover the breaking news about this scam. We talked about that with the congressman. We will get there, okay? Number 63. All right, remember this before I go any further. Biden is a bumbling idiot. We all know he has dementia, early stages, sad. This guy can't even tell if he's sniffing the hair. I better not. Back away. So anyhow, we know he's a bumbling idiot. So what are they doing? And they know it too. So Trump erupts on the campaign of key states, okay? And here's what I want to get to. What the hell happened here? Hold on. I have it here. Don't anybody go away. We got it here. Okay, so this morning, number 6, okay, The Daily Show, which obviously this must be news, right? The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, Comedy Central. They have gone through. Now, let's say this. So you're arguing or discussing kindly with a friend why Trump needs to be reelected. Work 7 days a week. What's his resume? Work 7 days a week for what? No pay. He donates his pay for what? The American people and the love of country. Simple. Don't try to get it too deep. You say to your friend, President Donald Trump works 7 days a week, okay, for the American people and the love of his country. It's that simple. What else you want to talk about? Because if you do, I might have to, whatever, right? So they go through all of his press conferences, trying to keep the American people up to date. And they try to find all of the things he mispronounces. God knows they don't. Okay, look here, number 7, right? And here's number 8. Okay. Trying to make fun of the president, okay, as he's talking because it's Joe Biden. So we're just putting that together. Now, number 12, preemptive strike, because next week it changes. So they're trying to, I know what I talk about, how they work. Trump meltdown, number 12, okay? Look at the polls. And folks, we don't have time to do it, but Fox is no better. Oh, yes, but I like Laura Ingraham, and I like Tucker, and I like Sean, and I like over there, I like Lou Dobbs, and I like Marie Bartiromo. I do too. Talking about the damn network, they're in on it. The network overall is in on it because they want to bring independence over to Sleepy Joe, as he calls. Okay, let's go to 13. In New Hampshire, why is general matchup 13 in New Hampshire? Joe Biden's beating him 50-42 because they want you to believe that Sununu, the governor, I have no notes. I just know all this. I know it seems amazing to you, but it's true. I just know it because I study 4 hours a day and I have to work and do other things. Anyhow, so John Sununu's son, John Sununu, look it up. Let's see if this is working, Joe Biden. I think he was chief of staff for George H. Bush. Check it out. That was his Daddy Sununu. Anyhow, so Sununu Jr. up there in New Hampshire, he is sweating bullets because he doesn't know if he can tie himself to Donald Trump. That's what they're doing. This is the great Republican separator. Now, I will say this. I hate to give Democrats credit for any damn thing in the world, but they don't get separated. Hey, we're going into a crowd. Don't get separated from Mama DNC here. You got it? Stay close. No, the DNC, Mama DNC, They could take these damn people into the biggest crowd in the world, never losing one of them. Not Republicans. No, those pansy asses. Hey, you got some polling data? I need some polling data, man. Oh, I'm down. Oh, my God. It's like scratching a... All right, I need to back up, stay serious. So here's the deal. Trump getting his ass beat. Okay. Here we go, number 14, the meltdown. Okay. Number 15, Biden leads Trump in polls in key battleground state. Here it is, number 16. Key battle. This is Fox News. It must be true, right? Pennsylvania, Michigan, even Florida. Trump's taking an ass kicking from a guy in a basement that allegedly raped a woman that cannot stay asleep, is a babbling idiot. That's right, Jack. All right, let's go on. Okay, number 17. All right, there is Gumby. I call him Gumby. Joe. You remember when Joe Scarborough's assistant stood up too fast, didn't have enough oxygen, spun around, busted her head off the desk and died? Just saying. Anyhow, Joe Scarborough, Trump meltdown. Here's number 18, okay? Biden leads Trump in polls in key battleground state, number 18. Now, here's the interesting thing. The picture is from yesterday, okay? And there's stats from Louisiana, all right? Now, the governor, is it Bevins of Louisiana? Happens to be a Democrat. Now, if you're going to call from the White House and you're Governor Bevins in Louisiana, yeah, could you tell the governor that Trump would like to have him in the Oval Office and a meeting? We're going to do a whole chair thing and everything. Would he come up? I know you're a Democrat, but would he do that? Thank you. Okay. Now, a black lady, a representative in Detroit, said she thanks Donald Trump. She's a state representative, Michigan state representative. Thank Donald Trump for saying, hey, give the lady hydroxychloroquine, okay? And she is being censured. So I wonder if Governor of Louisiana, Bevins, will get censured by the Louisiana state legislators when he gets back. No, they don't tell you why he's there. President Trump yesterday, you will not hear in the networks, and the reason I'm not really reporting it is I'm trying to stay ahead of the preemptive strike and the evil people and what they're trying to do to take down our president. But yesterday, the president of the United States held a business reopening roundtable. He had CEOs, he had businesses all across the country, restaurateurs, is that what they're called? People in the hotel, motel industry that said, hey, man, Americans want to get back on the highway and check in at 9:30 and, you know, get a complimentary nice little piece of soap. He had a meeting with all of them yesterday. And he listens. This president listens. Not to the deep state bureaucracy. That's why they're angry. Is he doesn't call in the deep staters. He calls in people and he listens. He sits there and I love this. He listens, okay? They talk to him. And when the meeting starts, he looks at him and he says, I want to hear it. I want to hear what you have to say. I may agree, disagree, but I want to. And he talks to them. And then he brings in governors. And he says, how do we take your states and reopen them? And he listens. This is Bevins from Louisiana, a Democrat. Okay. These are Louisiana numbers. What's the bottom say? Biden leads Trump in a poll. Okay. Now, number 19. You know who Bevins reminds me of? And I'm going to get into this one day. And if you don't know him, he reminds me of the former governor of Pennsylvania that was pulled off the stage, not literally, and could not speak at the convention for Bill Bob Casey. Bob Casey, look it up. So here's number 19. President Trump job approval, 44%, disapprove 53%. Wait a minute. I thought his job approval for so long was 38 and 41. Is it up to 44? Here is another battleground Fox poll. I think I already did this one, so let's move on from that one. Here's North Carolina. Number 21, could you come up to the stage? General election matchup in North Carolina. Joe Biden 50, Donald Trump 45. Why, even Texas is in play. Let me say, all right, let me do this. Number 22. Let me do this really fast. Even Texas is in play. Wait a minute. Wasn't Texas in play in the Senate against Cruz with who? Francis Beto O'Rourke. Wasn't he going to be the darling from Texas, a Democrat that was going to take on Trump? Wasn't Texas in play with Hillary Clinton? What do they do down there that they get Texas in play? Even Texas in 47, 46 right there. And here you go. Here's New York. Now, this is his home state, and he's getting his ass kicked. Number 23, 65-29. All right. Here's the matchup from Emerson College. No, this is a different number 24. They're going through all the polling. They've got 4 or 5. Matchup 48-42. Here's one, number 25. Matchup from YouGov, The Economist, 47-41. Here's another quick matchup here from the Suffolk University USA Today poll, number 26, 50-40. The matchups keep coming, all right? Let me see what else I have. I don't have time for too much more. Here it is, number 30. Just going to prove to you it's a preemptive. Here are the evil ones. I've told you often, if you die in your last breath on earth and the next thing you see are these two, you've gone, they're the gatekeepers of hell. That's all I can tell you. And you can get in. Number 30, they're evil, but flat out evil. Trump erupts again. There's Joe and Minka. Okay. Let me take a break. Don't go anywhere. I want to take a 5-minute and then I want to come back for 5, Destiny. All right. So let's take a break. I got one more thing you're going to want to stay with.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
All right, folks, we're back. Destiny, I'm your host, BKP. Destiny, I sent you a title there. I don't have time. I pronounce it wrong, and I'm on a roll, and I'm going to trip all over myself trying to do it. Can you do me a favor and take that title? Give me number 1 on the screen, okay? The doctors, the 2 doctors. Can you take that title, put it over that at the bottom of the screen, anywhere where people can see it? I don't care where it's at. I just sent it to you. Now, you need to look up these 2 doctors, okay? And I hope I emailed it to you. You know, I get a little out there. So as soon as you can get it, take it out there, paste it in there, put it over or whatever. Okay, you got to go look up these 2 doctors. We're going to put their name on the screen. You got to. When I say you got to, I'm telling you a whole lot of what you got to do, right? There, Dr. Destiny. I don't have tissue. I'm going to have tears. You guys are amazing. What a staff. Okay, look for these 2 doctors. You got it? I'm telling you. It's 51 minutes. Watch it. Pause it at 22. Go put your roast in the oven. I know, women don't do that anymore, right? Or call in a roast. I don't give a rat's. Get another 20. Watch these doctors. 51 minutes. Watch. Listen, because they're going to bring you the data, okay? They're going to extrapolate. And I was like, oh, God, they're extrapolating the data. But these are bright men, very bright men in California, okay? And they're going to tell you how they have colleagues all across the country that they confer with, discuss with, have a conversation, whatever you call it, that say when they do the toe tag, oh, that was insensitive. I'm going to stop watching. You're just so damn insensitive. Okay, whatever. But when they fill out the reports and they put symptoms, they're being pushed to write COVID-19. COPD, triple bypass, staph infection, disinfection, lungs, this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, COVID-19. Watch it. Second, I love these guys because they point out the window in California and they point, the one doctor points and he names the restaurant. I don't remember. He says, there's something bad wrong. I can go stand in line with 20 people. Now he's serious. Stand in line with 20 people, and he names the place to get something to eat for takeout. But over here, I can't sit at a table. I can legally be in this place 18, 19 minutes to get something I'm taking out with 20 people. I can't go in this place and sit at a table for 20 minutes. So it's very clear. You got to look these guys up, okay? You got to look them up. Second, to the message I got from somebody, redistricting. You should go back. I don't know how they're marked, but I have talked about Eric Holder and the national NRDC, the National Redistricting Democrat Committee. Oh, I've been talking that for 3. I got segment after segment on that. I got it. Okay. Fair fight. All right. Anyhow, so let me go there. I've done those segments over and over. I've been trying to tell you. See, the Republicans get mad, but the Democrats are good at long game. Saul Alinsky, they're good at long game. Their long game is amazing. Republicans only have short game. We'll go into that later. Now, watch this because it's getting ready to happen. Okay. And the reason they're doing it today is this right here. I'm going to give it to you. Okay. 62. All right. Ready? Clear-cut evidence, coronavirus drug, remdesivir, okay, whatever, works. That's all you need to know. It works. What's the last two? Fauci says. Did any of you check out Beetlejuice? I love the movie, right? It's a fun pouring the rain Saturday afternoon. Throw a Beetlejuice. Don't say it. Don't say it. Beetlejuice 3 times. What happens? Say Bill Gates 3 times. You'll get pulled off the air real quick. Your video will come down and everything. It's interesting. Fauci optimistic about experimental drug. Who told Fauci to never be optimistic about anything else? Who told Fauci that he had to take a wait and see? Who told Fauci to say all the negative things about hydroxychloroquine out front? Who told Fauci? There's no sound bites of Fauci signing on to it, but there's a lot of sound bites of Trump being positive. And what did Dr. Bricks or Breck or Broke or whatever her name is, what did she say when talked about, when they talked about Clorox and internal, aerosols, to kill the virus? She hit the nail on the head, man. You don't know Donald Trump. Donald Trump just starts talking. What if this and what if that? And she said the president talks through things, which I love about my president. He talks through everything. No. But on this one here, you're going to have video after video of Fauci never signing on. But this one here, clear-cut evidence. Well, they got evidence. We got evidence of daggone Peter Strzok. He ought to be in prison. And Lisa Page. They got evidence. Coronavirus drug works. Fauci says. There's a reason why Fauci says. There's a reason why Trump is wrong and left out hanging. You think about it. Now, my last thing at 10, yes, we got a lot to do. We got a lot of work to do. They are trying to, I'm telling you right now, they are trying to get rid of the president of the United States, and it even is Republicans. But let me just rest assured, this is not a fear. I'm not a fear mark. Rest assured, Republicans got a lot of money. RNC got a lot of money. So just relax. About July, when the economy's coming back, Trump going to blow up some ads. He holding on to his change purse, all right? He's not breaking out his digits. Whatever the kids are saying, wait for it to come, because I'm telling you it's going to happen. I'm your host, BKP. Now, tomorrow we're going to be at Circuit World. Yep, going to the big Circuit World. Dr. Whaley gave me the green light. So we will be out and about at Circuit World in Blue Ridge. We'll have Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. We will have the all-star political panel. Bruce will be on the soapbox. We'll have Rick and Jane there also, the Cub fan. Going to ask the Cub fan how he feels about this realignment in baseball. I'm going to get him all worked up tomorrow. You'll see. Then we have North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, the Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. Somebody needs to get the word out and tell them to bring me from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge a pet of the week. I'm out. It's 10:01. I got to go. I have a job, damn it. Sorry, I shouldn't end that way. Thank you for all your kind words you send me. We'll see you tomorrow.